Hey guys, this is VW again. It's been a while. I have two other videos. I have a piece of ice in my mouth right now. Nothing's wrong with me. Well, that's not true because I'm being terrorized 24/7 by my neighbor. Um, but I have like two other videos that I still haven't released that were before, that were like 3 weeks ago, but I'll get them out. And I wanted to make a new video, and I'll make it short. I'll make a couple of videos because I'm kind of tired. Um, but my friend, and he knows about my videos and my situation, so that's why I've kind of been hesitant to make another video, because I don't want him to think there's a problem with my job, and there's not. I can carry it out and everything. But I also do want to let y'all know that I am being tortured like crazy at my job. And my job is driving medical supplies. Sorry about this piece of ice. My job is driving around medical supplies with the medical van, oxygen, wheelchairs, bedside commodes, strollers, things for sick people in the hospital and elderly people. Um, and I'm doing a good job. There's no problem being tortured, but it's been so many years of torture. I've kind of gotten used to it. I'm being tortured when I get home extensively, and I think that this guy is a human being. I'll go ahead and admit that. And maybe his wife is kind of pulling him off a little bit. So at work, it's not the most terrible thing. It's mostly the V2K in the van. So she might have pulled him off a little bit with the O2 tanks. That being a danger. Or he might have backed off a little bit. Maybe. I don't know. Or maybe they're just not doing a good job. I'm not sure. But it's a little bit better at work. Wake up in the morning. They were able to get into my phone and stop my alarm from working, but 2 days, I just kind of got up at the right time, God's carrying me through this, once again, like always, He's carrying me through this. Still hurts. I do have a job, my family's happy. I went and ate Mexican food with them though last night, and my grandma was just saying goodbye, and I just started tearing up because of that gap between me and her, because she'll never know what's happening to me, never ever, and I don't talk about it with her, but it's not going. I mean, it is. It's really bad, and I get tortured at night. And here, show my little aluminum thing. My mom's fixing up the house. She put hardy board on the sides, which is not as good as the aluminum. But she's trying to fix up the house and get me out of here. They were actually talking at the Mexican restaurant about an apartment complex in the city. And I won't do that because that'll be a waste of money and I'll get hurt so much worse. They'll put somebody. My gang stalking's so huge. It's like I'm in a van delivering medical equipment, and every 5 cars I'll see a one light car. I'll go out to places that are far, far, far away, and there'll be tons of cars with one light. Policemen caravanning me, state police, sheriff's cars, sheriffs from other parishes, other cities in my state. It's the stalking is so heavy. It's like a war. It's like tons of people. I mean, tons of people everywhere. And since I have routes now, and it's been 3 weeks, there's just people everywhere with the one light. I'll go down little streets, way off. I'm kind of worried because the guy I work with, he's like, don't talk, you don't need to talk about it, just pray for the people. And I want him, I guess if he's watching this, I want him to know there's no problem. I get my stuff done. It's not anything that's affecting my job, and I won't tell anybody at the job about it because they won't believe me, so But I do want to let all you targeted individuals know that I am being tortured. I mean, I am being tortured, and satellite terror is happening on my job, in my van, and I have like O2 tanks, like all in my van to bring to people. And I just think about this guy hitting me in the chest, and I'm not going to pass out, like, I'm strong enough not to, but, I mean, what if I did? What if he hit me hard enough, and then I careened off the road? That's why I'm seeing more police, because I'm in a work van, and I'm out, and I'm seeing more police now than when I didn't have a job, and that's scary in itself. And I'd like to question the police department, like, why are y'all doing this? Like, is this guy lying to y'all and saying I'm dangerous, or that? Because they did. Like I told y'all about when, the guy called the police and said that I had a knife, and they came and almost shot me. That was a long time ago, before I went to West Virginia. I think I've gotten all those videos out. Those were some creepy videos, because there was one video where 45 military jets went up and did chemtrails, like in Green Bank and Cass, where I was staying. And I think I got those videos up. So like I was gonna move to West Virginia if that worked. My mom talked to some lady who had sensitivities to electromagnetic frequencies, and she moved to Massachusetts or something. But I think people who say they're sensitive to that stuff, they don't have the situation we have. Like, I am being remotely hit. This guy has a satellite station where he hit me on a plane. Like, I was on a plane getting ready to go to Virginia, to Roanoke, Virginia, and he was hitting my chest so hard that it was caving in, and I'm sure it was him remotely hitting me. Tonight, like, it's Thursday, it's almost the end of the week. I've had a great week. I still, like, I don't know, I guess it's God. I mean, I guess it's God because I still have joy at work, and I joke around with people, and I'm like there, and I'm accomplishing the job, even though this guy's hitting me with microwaves. Like, I think all this stuff is just happening by miracle. I mean, I'm pulling through. I'm a strong person, but like, I think God is really involved in this, and He's really carrying me at this point. Like, I'm so thankful. I'm so thankful that I have a job, that I have a friend who even knew about this and put his neck on the line to get me a job. At the job, he's kind of, what would you call it, stalwart. He's a little grumpy that I don't pick up everything like the first time he says it. And he tells me a bunch of times. I don't know, it's little things. He's a great guy, like a great guy. He's a man of faith, like a man of real faith. And he, put his butt on the line to give me this job. So I want him, if he's watching this, because he does watch these videos, but maybe he stops, so... but if he is watching this, everything's fine. Nothing bad is happening, but like, I do get stalked on the job, and like, he was training me in his van, and there were one light cars, and that's the most. I guess that's the most of it, and it's more of that because I'm in a work van and I'm at work, which is incredible. I would think when you get a job they would back off so much. I think police would. Because I picture this guy lying to police and saying I'm dangerous and crazy, but then when I get a job and I'm in a medical supply van, I would imagine the police backing off and saying, wait, what are you talking? This guy has a job and he's delivering medical supplies. But I see more city police and more sheriffs caravanning me. Tonight I did call, I called DHS last night. And like the girl, it was like a young girl. It rang about 50 times. Like, I just let it keep ringing because I was like, this is Department of Homeland Security. Somebody's got to pick up. And it was a young girl, and I was like, I want to report an act of terrorism. And now I'm reporting satellite terrorism because the guy's got a satellite. He's hitting me 14 hours away with V2K and microwaves in my head. He's ex-military. He's got the equipment. The people on the other side are cooperating with him. I mean, I'm going to be moved out of this house. My mom is like saying, you need to get out. Where are you going? So I don't know what's going to happen. like I'm asking for time and to make some more money so I can, like, I need to get into an airstream while I try and report this stuff so these guys don't completely like microwave my brain to where I do have brain damage or something. Like, I'm not sure if I have brain damage now. I'm pretty sure I don't. The guy microwaved me would argue, with you on that. He would just say I was completely retarded at the beginning, and that's why he had to do it. And it would be crazy talking to him because he's crazy. He's a crazy guy. But what else? And then so I called the FBI. I called DHS again today. What she did yesterday, a young girl was like, "Oh, okay, that's a local problem." And I was like, "No, he's hitting me across state lines with satellite terrorism. I need to report this." And she's like, "That's local. Thank you, sir." And she hung up real quick because those calls are recorded. So I would tell everybody, because those DHS, Department of Homeland Security, they can't make a call and throw you somewhere like a psychiatric unit. So I would go ahead and I would recommend calling Department of Homeland Security, just their tip line, their terrorist tip line, and going ahead and reporting this. It'll be recorded. Like, I called the FBI and I actually talked to a lady. Like, calling the FBI is kind of a toss-up because the coroner was an ex-FBI agent, and he tossed me in the psychiatric unit. And I know that he probably knew it was going on because it is going on. Like, it's going on. The guy's hitting me with satellite crap, and I would probably guess that the FBI does know about it. So I don't know. I'm assuming a lot. The coroner, who was an ex-FBI agent, did throw my butt into a psychiatric unit. So calling the FBI is kind of a toss-up. It's like I might get more harassment or black helicopters or whatever, but I got a lady who seemed to care. She's going to put it in the log. I told her who is the organizer of the harassment. Really, at this point, I have to get authority figures. I have to get eye to eye with them and let them know that I'm not a danger, because that's what this guy's riding on. That I'm, like, he's put a terrorist flag, or he's lying and saying I've done crimes, and so he's riding on that, being able to do violence to me in that vein. So it's very important. It's important, and it's a risk to talk to authority figures, because you might, like, I don't know, the FBI didn't help me out the first time. It wasn't the FBI office. It was somebody who was ex-FBI. So, hey, I think right now, what we have to do, because I can't get away from this guy. Like, I can't go to another country and get away from this remote satellite terrorism. I'm going to have to fight this somehow. And it's going to have to be with my mind. I had a job making money. That's going to help me, because I can make money and maybe put a down payment on, a trailer. Which is, I feel like it's beneath me. Like, if I didn't have microwaves hit me 24/7 and I didn't have this going on, like, I could go to the moon. I was just thinking, like, I could do 3 jobs or 1 really good job, because I'm smart. And so it's sad. It's sad to have a lot of stuff wasted like this, and waste our time, and waste lives. I don't know. He feels like he's getting something out of it. He's like, I have to do it. I hear him on the V2K. He's like, we've got to do this. He's hitting me. He knows he's hitting me when I'm working. And there are people in work trucks. There are police that are caravanning me. They know I'm working. They know I'm in a work truck. It has a label on it. They know that. They know. So I don't see how they could be. I don't know. I guess you could still be tricked and think I'm at work and I have weapons at work or whatever. That's not true. I own no weapons. I am not a terrorist. I don't even own. I think I have a pocket knife from my brother that he gave me 2 Christmases ago, but I don't even know where it is, and I don't think I could find it if you asked me. And I didn't, like, I wasn't even holding that or messing with that, and I didn't even have that, like, to where I knew about it when my neighbor reported that I had knives in my house to the police. This is serious stuff. Like, like I joke about it when they're V2K'ing me. I think the better plan is to not talk to them at all. You're still going to get harassed, but it's less. They have less to grab onto. It doesn't matter if you joke or if you say smart stuff or if you yell and say, "I hate you, you're an idiot." Like it's going to be bad. They're going to use it against you and twist it against you because they don't have any accountability. They're not like in a court and they have to act like with good behavior. They have no accountability, and people with no morals, if they don't have accountability, they're going to do whatever they want to. Good people will usually, even if they're in a situation where there's no accountability, they'll usually do good things. I know I'm talking kind of fast. I'm just kind of tired because I've been working all day. I love my job. It's fun. It's like helping people. It's going to the hospital and making runs there. I hate it because like I do have the V2K and I do respond to it. Like for 2 months or for like a month, like I don't know, I was doing really good and I wasn't responding to it, and that's what I need to just go back to. I need to just go back to not responding. And I know there are people who have experienced the V2K. There was one lady who they did it to for 25 years, and I don't think she responded or said anything. It was just constant voices like going to her skull. And she was just an accountant and like a normal person, and they just got off on doing it to her, and she didn't respond. And they kept doing it. They didn't stop. So I don't think they're going to stop. They're not going to, let you go or anything. Maybe they will. I don't know. Your situation may be different. But I know in my case, the guy, they'll say pretty much the same stuff. They'll just be like, this guy, we got to do it. He's crazy. Even if I was just sitting there, even if I was acting really normal, I do like to laugh a lot and joke really silly. Like, I mean, if I do that, they're like, this guy's nuts. He's nuts, because they're very like, kill him, and they're serious, and it's not, nothing's a laughing matter. Like, life is very dark, and people need to be murdered, and dogs barking, and very serious, like, dark stuff. I don't understand a life like that. Like, it's, oof. I hope our world doesn't go that way. I mean, some people have fun with the stalking. You see them and they have one light on and they're laughing and it's just like, woo! And it's a thrill. But I'm getting off the point. My point is, I did get a job and I still do the job helping cancer patients. I'm going to write some grants. It's funny. It's just funny how my jobs are delivering medical supplies and helping cancer patients, and I have been tortured this whole time that I've been doing it. And I'm not like bragging. I'm not like, oh man, I'm this good person. I'm like Jesus or something. Like, I'm religious and I'd like to be more like Jesus because I think that would help me in my situation. Like, they would have a lot less ground if I would just act like Jesus did and just kind of, okay, y'all are going to do what you're going to do. But it's so boring. It's like, it's so ridiculous, and this guy's torturing me all night. I want to get up in the morning and laugh about it, because if I just sit there and I'm silent, it's like he's going to torture me, and I don't know. It seems like if they can hear me, I might as well. I don't know. That's a complicated thing, and it's not. We don't have a context for it, in our society, and that's why it's all weird and creepy and just a horrible thing for them to do, for me to react to. It's a big mess. It's a big mess, and that's why I told the lady from the FBI listened to me, and she listened to me, and she didn't cut me off. And that's great. I don't know. She may get off the phone and be like, let's get this guy. I don't think so. She was a very nice lady. And maybe that'll help. Maybe that'll help my situation. I think that's when you don't interact with authority figures and you're getting stalked a lot and it's heavy, and you're in contact with your stalkers, but these police are caravanning you or whatever, and you're not in touch with the sheriff's department or the city police, I think that's dangerous because there are a lot of lies building up. So even though it is a risk, and I'm not saying it's not a risk, as long as you don't call the police out all the time, they're not going to be able to throw you in a psychiatric unit. And I guess I'm really gun shy about it because I got thrown in there once, but I think I'm pretty safe now. They can't trick me back in there again. They were like, come into the emergency room, we're going to check you out physically, and that was a very good trick. It was very smart of them because I'm not dumb, but I thought I was going to get real help, and then they just threw me into a psychiatric unit. So I think this time it would be really a lot harder, so I think I need to let the sheriff know, and I need to let the police department know that I'm not a dangerous person. And then you start saying, hey, my neighbor's harassing me, or satellite terrorism, and they immediately consider that you're a dangerous person because they don't believe you or they know about it, and they're going to turn you into a crazy person. They're going to turn it on you. So that's iffy. So you've got to be smart about it. I'm going to start using satellite terrorism. This guy's doing it across state lines to me. I can't get away from him. This lady went to Mexico. She's one of the gang stalk people. She went to Mexico. It didn't stop. And she's not getting V2K. Like, I thought she was getting V2K'd in Mexican, and I said that a couple of times, but she's saying that she doesn't get V2K and she gets all the other stuff and weird like stuff. Or I guess what happens to her is she goes out and people do little play acting and they'll say stuff to her and harass her on the street, and that bothers her enough to where they don't feel that they have to go to the V2K. And I don't know what kind of advice I'd want to give people about that. I'd want to say, act like stuff is bothering you. That's like, if you go into a store and there's a stalker there, act like it's bothering you so they don't go to something more hardcore. Because with me, like the one-light cars, the people in stores, people doing, walking by you fast or trying to bump into you, or all this stuff doesn't bother me, and it never did. And so this guy got real hardcore, and he's just like, I'm going to microwave this guy, and then we're going to do the other stuff, and just act like it's bothering him. But like, I think a lot of people who are bothered and hurt, and I'm not saying they're weak people, but they're bothered and hurt by people doing this psychological stuff, they don't usually go to hardcore microwaving them. I don't know about that. That's a theory of mine, that if something's working, if they're psychologically hurting somebody and they're, they leave their job because they're really bothered by it, they don't even go to really microwaving them. That's just a gang stalking theory of mine. I try and figure it out a little bit. Every situation's different because you're going to have some guys who, I guess, used to be in a certain organization, and then you're going to have certain guys who used to be in another certain organization or affiliated with something else. They're different. They're in different organizations and different things, and I don't want to be real specific. I don't want to say that, like, I think police are involved in this, like, on a complicit level where they're like, oh, we're going to kill citizens. I think they're being tricked into it. I think it's a very bad trick, and it's like people know different things on different levels, kind of like a black ops military thing, where this guy knows that he's microwaving this person, but a policeman will just think that the person's dangerous and crazy, and then will get involved on a street level, So it's a lot of people knowing a lot of different things. But I just wanted to let y'all know, I did get a job. Like, I think God's pretty much carrying me. I do live in this, though, and if I didn't, I would get really hurt. I guess I don't want to talk about, the torture and stuff too specifically, because I'm doing pretty good now, and I don't want him to, be like, oh, okay, well, we're getting that done, we'll do this. But this is basically... this is a good idea right here. You see this wire right here? Because what I do is I'll build up corrugated steel, and then I'll put a bunch of stuff in the middle, hanging with tape between the 2 corrugated steel things. And this was a great thing because it was stopped by this table. But I start putting more on it, and it starts sinking down. And so I think a really good idea would be to put up line, tight line, like 2 or 3 or 4, and then drape your aluminum over it. Don't even use what you're putting on the side. Don't put tape on that. Use some line. Put some line from wall to wall, and then drape your aluminum over it. This 75-foot really wide aluminum is like the best stuff I found. I do still use the aluminum polyester, but it's thin and it doesn't work as good. This stuff is real wide, so you don't have to put a lot of layers. You don't have to put it, like if you're putting it across, it's really wide, so it'll cover a big area. And I put that on the sides. They still, they still get me in my house. It's better some places, worse in other places. I mean, right here though, I've got, this house, they definitely have ground weapons. This house, he definitely has ground weapons, the organizer of it, and he has remote stuff. I don't think anybody else has remote stuff yet. I think that stuff is very expensive, and I think they get one set pretty much. I'm surprised because there's so many people involved in this. I'm surprised somebody hasn't offered up their remote equipment. Maybe they have, and I just don't know it. And I know that, I have the house across the street, but I'm not sure if they have ground weapons aimed at me. They might, but it's such a far distance that I don't think they waste that. I don't think they waste that chance that it might not be working on me. They do. They have some of their family or somebody has driven their trailer, and they have new dogs there and new people who live with them. So they seem to have moved in, and that they have a big black dog that will bark constantly, and I think that's part of a harassment. When dogs bark, and they do that, they use the tactic. Like I walked out, my neighbor's dog is a beagle, and it's never barked at me before, but then I start walking out lately, and I'll go, "Hey boy, what's up?" And it'll just start going, "Boo!" So I think he gets recordings of my voice, and he trained his dog to bark at the sound of my voice, maybe. I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe the dog just started barking at me because all the other dogs in the neighborhood bark at me. I don't want to be paranoid about anything, but as a target individual, you get paranoid. You look at one-light cars, there are people who are stalking you, so it is a paranoid kind of thing. Be the least paranoid you can be, but be alert. I feel like a jerk, talking about it, because it's like I'm trying to be like, oh, do this and you'll succeed or something. It's horrifying. It's horrifying, and we're in prison. We are in a prison. Have y'all seen Old Boy? I don't know. If you haven't seen Old Boy, at the end of the movie sucks. The end of the movie is really weird, but the first part of the movie, he's they kidnap him and put him in a room for 20 years, and his hair grows long, and he pretty much changes completely as a person. And it's just I love Josh Brolin. I'm in love with Josh Brolin because he's playing Thanos in the Avengers. So anything that he does, I love. But I don't know. Maybe watch that movie if you care to. It's interesting to watch somebody in a room for 20 years, and when you're a target individual, because I relate it to it. Also relate it to the Hunger Games. Sadly, our society is kind of moving over to more martial law kind of police state. That movie I really, really connect to. It really makes me sad, but it's also and I don't know why I'm going into this stuff, but she's a very strong person. She's been thrown into things in her society that are just horrifying and ridiculous. and it seems like the people are ridiculously violent, and there's no need to be because of their history and just because it's happened. Weird, they're in this weird world where they go into games and have to kill each other. I feel like sometimes, these people are running us through a game. They're running us through, kind of a maze, a rat maze. And so, I mean, I start seeing all these movies like The Giver, and it's a society where they're all given jobs and they don't know their history because it was so horrible. And these movies, like people, like I'm a writer, so I write and I love movies, and I watch a lot of movies that really kind of hit on things. They're fantasy and they're not real, but these kind of movies about a new world order and how people are going to be really violent and police state kind of mentality. I hope that it doesn't go that way. I'm seeing something else in my life, and I mean, I see a lot of people, and they're not thinking about what they're doing. They don't care about me. They're just like, yeah, he's retarded. Like, I'll hear him on V2K, they're like, yeah, he's retarded, let's get him, microwave and burn him down. It's a military mentality, and since I have insulted the guy who's organizing it. Like, I've said things to him like, I fucking hate you, you're a fucking idiot. Like, I've said things that are so nasty to him because he's torturing me at work. And I'm in a van and I'm starting my day, and I've been like, dude, you are a piece of, I've said stuff that is horrible to him, and he gets mad about it, and then he responds with torture. It's horrifying. It's crazy. It's just ridiculous. I don't know what my point about that is. Oh yeah, but like I'm insulting him. Like, I'm not insulting the military. I'm not insulting the police. I'm not insulting any organization that's peaceful and that has a reason to do things. Like, killing people for no reason, to use technology and just make them seem crazy and destroy their families is not. The guy, I hear him say, I don't give a F. He doesn't care. He's not doing it for a reason. He's just doing it because he can. And that's sick. And I don't respect it. I don't respect him. It's not like I don't respect the military. He's ex-military, but it's not like I don't respect the military. I don't respect him. I don't respect him for doing it. Not because he's military. Not because the military has anything to do with what he's doing. I mean, it does. It's military equipment. It's satellite terrorism, and it's actually killing our citizens. It's hurting American citizens, and there's a military aspect to it, but I don't blame the military. There are a lot of military men who would never be involved in this, and if you asked them to do it, they'd be like, F you. I will not kill American families. There are a lot of them who will not do that, but there are some that will. There are some cops that would be disgusted at driving around a citizen that they're not sure of their guilt or their innocence, and there are some that would. So I'm not saying anything about anybody or any organizations. This is a people problem. This is not an organizational problem. This is not a problem with the police or a problem with the military. This is a problem with people in these organizations who have made decisions and got technology and are misusing it and abusing their power and are corrupt. So I want to make that clear about what I think, and I think we all need to be clear on it. And I'm being gang stalked heavily, so I hope these videos are doing a good job. I think they are. I think I'm endangering my life, so that's great. It means that I'm doing something. I have no other option. I have no other option. It doesn't matter. I mean, I could shut my mouth and hope that it was a little bit better, but this guy would spend the rest of his life trying to microwave me, and I have to try and stop it. Like what I was saying last night to him, and I was getting very angry because I was at work. I was like, he's building this big bubble, so I think I might have to just start building it too, and it's just going to have to be a big bubble that'll pop, and maybe we all have to do that. I don't know what to recommend to y'all, and I don't want to do that anymore. I started out I've changed a lot, and I think y'all can tell that, and I've been tortured a lot, so that's changed me physically a lot. I haven't really changed spiritually. I guess I'm not like, la la anymore. I don't know. I've changed a lot. And it's good changes. It's changes I don't wish I would have gone through, but it's like God has strengthened me through this. Life has strengthened me through this. It makes me sad because my family bonds would be stronger, and they wouldn't be as worried, and we would be stronger, a team. They're happy that I got this job though, so no, it doesn't matter if I'm being tortured or gang stalked at my job. I'm gonna hold on to this as long as I can, and I get along with the manager. I'm not gonna tell her about any of this. I wouldn't recommend telling your boss about your gang stalking. People in society, we know that's part of this. We have to not be like, oh, my parents don't believe me, and this psychiatrist thinks that I need to take medicine, and that's not fair in this gang stalking. We've got to be like, okay, that's part of it. That's part of the gang stalking, is that this psychiatrist is going to think you need medication, is not going to believe you. Your parents aren't going to believe you. Maybe they do, maybe they don't. Maybe some people do believe you, they don't. Most people don't believe me. They don't believe me. This is too horrible, and it's too fantastical for people to believe. So what we got to do is we've got to pull up our britches, or pull up your bootstraps or whatever, and say, this is part of it. This is part of it. This is a program of gang stalking, and this is what we're dealing with, and people aren't going to believe you. I believe you because I'm going through it. So you believe me because you're going through it, and we'll draw strength from that, and we'll make our videos, and we'll put information out, and we'll talk to authority figures, and we'll make people believe. We'll make people believe by talking about the stuff as concisely as we can. We know that it's a part of the electromagnetic spectrum. These people are shooting with a satellite down at you. It's microwaves. There's stuff in the electromagnetic spectrum. There's like Wi-Fi's in there, cell phone signals, radio signals, microwave signals, and it's all part of this electromagnetic spectrum. And radio signals are real big, and they spread out, and that's what I went to Green Bank, and I really found out that they block radio signals and mostly Wi-Fi. That these are bigger signals that go out. Now these microwave signals, and why they can shoot them so concisely at our head and at our heart and things on our body, is because they're short waves and they're concise and accurate. And that's what the scientist at the radio telescope was telling me about microwaves, because I was like, well, do you let people have microwaves around this radio telescope? And he was like, well, the thing is, somebody would have to take a microwave and shoot it directly at that radio telescope to affect it, because the waves are short, and it's a concise, it's a beam, and it can very concisely, accurately hit a target. And that's why they can put microwaves around here, or they can shoot it concisely at your eye, or your cheek, or your face, or your head, and do the V2K like that. So we just need to learn about this technology, and we need to tell people about this technology. And as we hit the authority figures who are not corrupt and who are not involved in this, they may even know but not be able to do anything about it. We'll make headway, and we'll be able to at least slow these guys down. I don't think that I'll be able to get my neighbor arrested, maybe ever in life. Like, I hope I can. I hope I can bring him to justice. I hope I can get that frequency, and it'll be allowed in court, and I can get enough money to get a lawyer, and things will change. The winds do change. The tides of war change. Society changes. People wake up, and they stop things that are unjust. This is something that would happen in a failed state. People like attacking us. But I don't know. I have faith. I have faith that good things will happen, that we will not be tortured forever, that we're close, that we're really close. But that's all we can do. There are authority figures that know about this stuff. They don't like it, and they want it to stop, and they're looking for a chance to stop it. So we want to try and talk to them, and make our videos, and put information out, and give them power in their positions when somebody's doing it to be like, you can't do that because people know about that. And you're going to do this and that's bad. So we want to give these really good people in these positions of authority who know about it and want it to stop, we need to give them power. And they may be helping us a little bit. I don't know. Like, I don't want to talk about any of that I think, but there's definitely good guys and bad guys. There's good guys and bad guys, and there's not only this guy with his satellite equipment. There are probably a bigger percentage of good guys who may not be able to do anything about it, but maybe can intercede. And I'm not going to talk about that because I don't want to mess anything up that's going on good for me. I just want to go forth with what I'm doing and hope that it's right, because I've been put here for a reason. I've been put on this world for a reason. You know, I don't know, and you know, I go back to that. One of my really good faith friends who is a targeted individual was saying, you know, it's not God's will necessarily that, you know, a baby would die or get cancer, and we don't know why things happen. But we're here, and let's make the best of it, and let's like help other people, because I know there's so many people out there suffering. And tonight, like, I want to get this video up because I feel very strong with it. I feel like I've been going to work, I've been experiencing this, and like I don't feel strong when I'm communicating with my attacker. Like, I feel like he's got me. Like, he's got me, and he's like, this guy, yeah, we need to do this, and like he's got me. So I feel like I'm gonna try and be silent on that. It's hard for me because of my personality and my psychology, and they know that because they're, you know, this has been 2 years with just this set of stalkers. But I feel really strongly about this video. I feel very strongly now, and I feel like God really gives me strength. Like, I go into this job, you know, sometimes at night I'm like, how can I get tortured all night and then go to this job? But I go in there and I'm like, man, you know, it's great because I get to drive around and deliver stuff, and it's like, it's just a good manager, a good friend that I work with, good people in the office, and it works out. It just works out. It's like he gave me that. It's like that was like I prayed to him and I said, I really need this, God, and he gave it to me in a way. And I'm still getting stalked at work. You know, I'm still getting, you know, police coming by me, but I'm still like, I feel real strong. Like, I just feel really strong. I feel really strong about this video. I feel good about this video. I'm gonna make some more videos this weekend. I'm gonna write some grants. Like my family's happier because I've got a job. Like, I'm kind of upset. Like, my brother and me aren't close, and I don't know. I've been hearing like I don't know. I won't go into that stuff. It's not like he's in trouble or anything, in that big of trouble. It's like dire, but I wish I could hang out with him more, like, because he thinks I'm crazy. Like, he doesn't believe me in this stuff, so it makes our relationship harder. It just makes our relationship harder. But I can fix that. You know, that's why I looked at my grandma last night, and I teared up, and she didn't see it, I hope. But I was just saying I really loved her. But there's a chasm there, and y'all all understand that when you're experiencing this, and your family may never know what you've gone through. But there's a song that says, you know, like, he knows, like Jesus knows what you're going through. That makes me feel very strong. It's like, always know that God knows what you're going through. Like, even if nobody else knows and they don't care about you, God knows what you're going through, and it's going to balance. There's going to be some kind of balance. I believe in that. I believe in positive things. I believe in life. No matter what, where there's life, there's hope. I don't know what these people believe that are killing people. I don't know their beliefs. I have theories and stuff, but that's not going to do me any good, because they'll be like, oh, he's crazy. He thinks this theory or that theory. And you know what I was thinking today, and I'm going to kind of cut it off after this because I know this guy will respond to it a lot. I was just thinking, man, maybe like asking why this guy's doing it is asking the wrong person. Like, somebody's using this. Somebody somewhere up high is not up high like God, but somebody in our society, they're using this stuff against us. Maybe against him, against me, against all of our families. So maybe like me going, what, this guy has a secret reason for doing it, or these police have a secret reason. They may just be doing it because they were told to and don't care, and that's the way they work. And then somebody higher up is using it against us. And you bet your britches somebody is thinking about how to kill human beings, and that's sad. That's sad to say. It's very true. And they'll definitely, my stalkers will be like, oh, he's crazy, he's a conspiracy guy or whatever. I don't see how they could say that, because they're carrying out like one of the biggest conspiracies ever in our history of the universe. But, you know, it is what it is. I hate that saying. Sorry I said it towards the end, because I hate that saying. It is not what it is. It's what we make it. It's what we make it, because this has been a day of complete torture, and I just made this video and connected with you all, and I love this video. God, I haven't loved a video that I've made in a long time. I've always kind of ended it, and I'm like, God, that was really negative. Love this video. Love you guys. I feel strong, even though I've been tortured for like 5 to 7 years. I'm not even sure, because, you know, it starts and you don't even really understand how it's working. Stay positive, stay spiritual, laugh at how ridiculous it is. You know, love people even though they don't believe you, and try and make those relationships tight, and just don't talk about it. Just don't talk about it. Don't say that you're crazy. Don't be like, oh, okay, yeah, I'm just delusional or whatever, unless it's like I won't go into that, but I have a psychiatrist that I see, and he is in training, and I tell him, I kind of skirt the edges of what I know to be factual, because there is certain stuff that is taken as a given in psychiatry and you know, psychology in that profession, that does not help us in this. Doesn't help us in some kind of niche, you know, being targeted by satellite terrorism. Doesn't help us. Doesn't help us at all. And that may take, I don't know. I wouldn't worry so much about convincing the world of psychiatry that this is going on. We want to talk to, you know, good military people, good FBI people, good CIA people, good police, good authority figures. Not so much, I don't know. I mean, some psychiatrists, they may actually believe that it could go on. I don't know. I just think the world of psychiatry is set up kind of not in favor of what is happening to us. Kind of a lot not in favor of what's happening to us. So if you need to get medicine to calm you down, I take Ativan. I've been taking way too much lately. I've been taking like 3 a day, you know, so I can sleep. And that's not good. So, but it does help to calm my nervous system down, like, because they burn you with microwaves, so it calms my nervous system down, it calms me down, and that's what works for me. I'm not going to start taking a regimen of, you know, antipsychotics or whatever, or antidepressants, because I'll just sleep all the time, and I'll have less energy. I think my fort's about to fall down. So I got those little lines. I'd say put those lines up, make them taut, and then drape stuff over them. Because I have a lot of stuff. I have a lot of tin foil. It's pretty safe though at night. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and end this. I'm going to end it with a prayer. I'm just going to, well, I'll say an original prayer, not the Our Father, because it's important. In the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit, thank you, God, for what you've given us in our life. Please help us target individuals to express this information to those that can help us. Please help those people in society that want this to stop and that are trying to stop it. Please give them the power and the spirit to stop it, to slow these guys down. Please bring justice to our society. We live in a free nation, and we all understand that. Please, please bring power to all the good people involved in this, and bring light to their eyes when they don't know somebody's guilt or innocence in any situation, not to condemn them or execute them or do something that is like gang stalking. Just protect us even when people do gang stalk us. Give us power to succeed even through this, because we might need to. We might need to, because it's not just going to stop. And hopefully it will stop. Hopefully it will stop. Given time, we'll have strength. The strength that you give us. Thank you for our daily bread, which is all we need to get through the day. Please help our families. Please help us to connect with them and to stay connected with the world in positive ways through this. In Jesus' name, by the blood of Jesus, I pray. In the name of the Father, Son, Holy Spirit. I love you guys. I'm going to make a couple more videos this weekend. I don't know. I guess maybe getting this job has given me confidence. The Green Bank stuff didn't necessarily, drop me, but I wasn't feeling great after that. That was not because I really thought. I was thinking I'd go up there and it would solve it, and I would move up there, and that guy couldn't touch me. And that's almost what I need. I need him to not be able to touch me with that technology, because if he can, he will. And that's what it seems like, and that's what it's been like for years. And that's what we've just kind of learned and gone along with. Alright, I love you guys. More videos to come. I'm going to put them out more. I feel very strongly about this video. I feel like God working in my life every day. I haven't been perfect. I haven't been doing good. I've been in a van yelling most of the time, but I have a GPS to deliver my stuff. I've been doing good at the job. I hope that my manager does not have a camera and microphone in the van that she gets out every once in a while and checks, because if she does, I'll get fired. But alright, so I just want to let y'all know I'm not doing I'm doing good because I'm a good person. I believe in God. But it's not oh wow, I'm just great and I've been doing everything right. I've been screwing up every second of the day. It's hard not to with this. It's hard to be a graceful, oh, I'm cool and graceful, because you have people who are just hissing at you and hoping you fail, and even if you don't fail, saying that you are failing all day long. But we gotta rise above that. You gotta realize it's ridiculous, and it's just ridiculous. Get past it and know that you are a child of God and you have the grace of God. So even if you don't feel graceful to get through it, He will give you grace to get through it. I love you guys. I hope you're doing okay. I hope you're not hurting. I hope you're not hurting so bad. Sometimes I still have nights where I'm it's not like I'm going to commit suicide. I will not commit suicide, so if I die, know that it's not me committing suicide, and please do an autopsy on my body, my family, if you see this, and I don't want to get negative on that, but the pain is so bad and the torture is so bad that I just hope you're not in that place where you're I'd rather be dead. I hope that you're enjoying life in some fashion. Watch a movie that makes you feel strong. Watch The Hunger Games, boy or girl. I'm a guy. I love Buffy the Vampire Slayer. I love The Hunger Games. I relate to that character even though she's a girl. And the guy in it. The guy's awesome in it. Both the guys she's kissing and doing. I don't think they do each other in the movie, but it's really cool. It's great writing. It's there were some movies that I watched that were just oh yeah, the Twilight Saga I didn't really like. It was kind of lame to me, and contrite, and just really lame. But The Hunger Games is well thought out. It really makes you, especially if you're a targeted individual, it kind of touches you in a lot of ways about how people try and control society and there just are these type of people, and they just exist, and they're built a certain way. We've got to try and neutralize any kind of extremes like that in our society. That's what America is kind of about. It's about having freedom and people not being killed and tortured, because that's an extreme. That's somebody going, I'm going to kill this person and wipe them off the face of the earth because I can. And that's like an extreme. And that's what we hate in America. We hate extremes. Terrorism is extreme. It's extremists. They're like, I'm going to kill people and bomb them because they're infidels and they're stupid. You know, people targeting people with microwaves from satellites, that's extreme forms of action. America is about like neutral and cool and kind of and like level, and hey, we hunt animals and we, but we're good to each other and we do our own thing. We got to get back to that if we've lost that. I feel we've lost that in my situation, but I think I'm about 1 out of 100 in the world. I think Eleanor White, if you look at anything that she does, because she's been a target individual for 25 years, so you want to listen to these people who have been tortured for years and years and years, and that's horrible that they've been tortured for years and years and years. That's why we've got to get it to stop soon, because these, like Eleanor White has been tortured for years. She has good data, though. She has really good data, I think. She's right on the money about the numbers. So listen to her and her numbers. Alright guys, I'm going to peace out right now. I feel very good after doing this video. I like talking to y'all. I need to do more because I'll talk to my attackers if I don't. Y'all stay strong. I'm gonna try and get on YouTube and watch, what y'all have been doing in old videos and how everybody's doing. I hope everybody's doing okay. Like the peace of God be with you. I hope God's with you in your situation, and He'll carry you. Defend yourself still. Defend yourself. Pray about it, and let's get through this. Let's do it. Let's talk to people who can help us. I still believe it's hard when you feel like you can't go anywhere in the country and have a safe, peaceful, painless night of sleep. Like that's very painful and it's scary. But be strong. Know your situation. Know if you can get away. And I love you guys. Alright, peace.